is AI going to take over my job? Is automation going to take my job? So you wanted to make sure you have a job for the next 5 to 10 years. What would you focus on?
AI won't take your job, but people who use it will. And so ultimately, to me, what that means is you need to embrace it and learn it, learn how to use it to make yourself and your business more productive. And that is ultimately going to be the outcome, is that the world will get more productive. And that is always the way technology cycles play out. I think that the people that are looking for investors in AI or trying to sell it at scale paint a overly optimistic picture of what AI is capable of doing. And it is such a magic tool if you know how to use it right, but it's ultimately how you use it is ultimately the differentiator between whether or not it's going to be successful or not. And it's people that are using it that are going to be the enablers of those productivity lifts. And so the people that really embrace it and learn how to make themselves more productive are going to find that they have more opportunities in the future. And it's the people that are just running away from it scared or trying to avoid it, they're going to find themselves in trouble. But Ed, I think over time, just when farming equipment came out and 90% of the people were in agriculture, all of a sudden they're like, oh, this is Armageddon. What are people going to do? And we as a society find productive ways to use that technology and to do other productive things. My deep suspicion is that's what will happen with AI, but it's impossible to know how that looks 50 years out.
I know you mentioned the data analytics, and is there anything AI has surprised you, what it can do, what wasn't maybe possible 3-5 years ago, right? We had the automated warehouses, we had the robots going up and down picking maybe products, but is there anything in AI that you've seen in the last year or two where you're saying, wow, I didn't see that coming?
What I think is the most amazing is we have a big development team, code-based development team that runs all of our custom ERP system that we built. And I just see the productivity that we're able to get out of that same team now, how much quicker we're able to push projects, push code, and iterate at a level that I could have only dreamed of when I started the business. And, I think that what we're going to find, like one of the nuanced competitive advantages that we as a business have had is that we built our own ERP system from the beginning that is purpose-built, purpose-driven for our specific use case. And we have a complicated distribution model and manufacturing model. We do a lot. There are multiple businesses rolled up into one. And the only way that we were able to do that is because I basically built our own ERP system to allow it. What I think AI is really going to enable is for more and more people to do that. And I think what you're going to find is that there's so much value that will be unlocked once people are able to build software solutions that are specific for their business rather than trying to plug into a SAP system or some big enterprise system that you see the most big companies use. I think this is probably slightly controversial, but I believe this before AI, and now I see AI and how that is going to enable it for so many more people, in my opinion. And it's something that I would encourage, especially like smaller and medium-sized businesses, to really consider, because I think that we're going to flip the switch where historically it's like you have to make applications that work to these antiquated, older legacy systems that actually create a lot of inefficiencies to be able to try to make them work. Every single implementation of these, I've seen that. And I think we'll be shocked at how much value is unlocked and how much opportunity is unlocked by unblocking that. And I think that AI is the tool, the mechanism that's actually going to allow that. And I think I don't know as much about the specific roles that you recruit, but when I talk with recruiters for larger companies, so much of the focus is around these kind of people supporting these legacy systems more or less. And I think that is going to be an area where people that learn really how to use AI, they're going to be able to unlock so much value, create so much value. And that's something that I'm super excited about seeing.
And I think, like you said, it's going to give the smaller and mid-sized businesses really an advantage over the large companies because they're just going to be so much slower in switching to anything like that. And that might not even be possible. So as a small and mid-sized business, that really could give them an advantage over larger organizations to stay ahead and be more agile, right? And be more efficient.
100%. And so that's why I bring it up is like, if you're that smaller mid-sized business, this is an area where you really want to be thinking about that and hiring people that are aligned with building tools in that framework and aligned with saying, okay, we're not going to just do things in the legacy way. We're going to rethink our systems and say, if we wanted to do this in the most efficient way, how would that look? Would that be possible with AI tools? How can we go and figure this out? Those are the questions I encourage my team to ask and where I think a lot of value will be on.